Anybody didn't think this was an important game, they should have been in here for that about 2 or 3 minutes ago. That was wonderful. What a game we've got in store, Dan.
Well, the team's starting to gather down there in the Parc des Princes tunnel, and there's a lot of pressure. So here they come. It's a grand stage for a huge game. The new form. Well, Paris Saint-Germain get key players back tonight with Luis Enrique able to pick from De Bruyne. Well, City scored 6 on Sunday but changed 2 tonight. Bernardo Silva and Savinho points tonight will help enormously. And it feels, Ali, and Pep Guardiola referenced this, it feels like a final.
Yeah, it is. I've got to say, we're all interested.
For the players.
Is. And coming from the west of Scotland, I can vouch for it, Fletch, believe me.
Well, Champions League wins have been hard to come by for both teams this season, hence Akanji to Phil Foden, and he was looking to try and get it. Good feet to get away from Kevin De Bruyne. Now then, in it goes. Now players in the side, Desiree Doué, only 19, but given the responsibility tonight, he can hit one. And that's an early save for Ederson, and he caught that sweetly enough.
It's brilliant movement from Doué. It really is. He just goes short, and in the last minute, spins right in behind Vardiol.
Gets it back again from Doué. That's a vital challenge in there by Akanji.
He did well.
One that he had to get right.
He did well, Dan. I thought he just switched off, but he didn't. He reacted really, really well. Just got a tackle in it.
Also, only just starting. Deschamps, who's preparing to finish. Too high for Akanji, and then headed over the bar, and that's a really good opportunity for João Neves at the far post.
I don't know what Nunes. He just switches off, or is he blocked? I think he might be blocked, but it's all too easy.
500 matches, but the last 2.5 months here have given him his biggest test. He's happy there to hear the referee's whistle blow with Fabian Ruiz on the move. It's square to Haaland, who can help it on again towards Foden, and then the shot driven in. Chance for Manchester City, and beaten away by Donnarumma from Kevin De Bruyne. And that's the first time we've really seen City get themselves in a position like that.
What a run.
Easily gets away from Nunes, but that's really good defence.
No, the way the game is today, full commitment. Man for man all over the pitch is offside there, but man for man.
City's challenge over there. Hakimi. He's going to whip one in. Well, that was always going to be relatively straightforward for Ederson.
He's finding a bit of space there. Hakimi.
Defending done in there by João. Donnarumma at the other end from Kevin De Bruyne. That's a foul by down, and it goes to Foden, who's touched for once, lets him down. The oldest of that quartet. Here's Foden. Clipped in towards Haaland in the middle. You just wonder when he started to flex those neck muscles there, Ali.
I'm just wondering if he could have left it. Brilliant team in the past. I think they've been 11 players with some brilliant ones and some fantastic talent and individuals, but I am not.
Fabian Ruiz. It's a nice header from Doué, but he was fouled in the process. Oh, he's taken a bit too long, gets it now to Fabian Ruiz, who can't dance his way through. And then the follow-up from Vitinha, who scored his first Champions League goal for PSG in the quarters against Barcelona last season. That just took a deflection, it's behind for the corner.
I can't.
Crossed in there by Doué. Solid defensive header by Ruben Dias. Now Hiller is in there too. Hakimi can walk onto this one. Doué plays it on, and then Ederson had to do something about that. Not sure it's what was intended from over there, but of course concern for the City goalkeeper. Just came off the outside of Hakimi's foot, Ali.
Yeah, I don't think it's his ideal ball. I think he wants to try and get his foot round it. Goalkeeper clearly
for the corner. Lee's come out to take it. That's not a bad one. It's a chance. It's cleared off the line. They're appealing for a handball. It's whipped back in. It was Fabian Ruiz with the initial shot that City were able to block. He can't believe he didn't squeeze.
He's just going to take off him there, Kovacic, but I tell you what, the speed of his feet.
No, that had me on the backside.
That's too heavy from Kevin De Bruyne. Got runners here, Manchester City. Savinio's one of them, and he's in. Takes a touch and shoots, and Donnarumma there. It's the second important save tonight for Italy's #1. Manchester City will get the corner, but that was a real chance for Savinio.
Ah, it's fabulous football, it really is.
In it goes again from De Bruyne. Possession, but City have managed to generate opportunities to test Donnarumma. That's in towards Guardiola, and headed back now to Bernardo Silva. In it goes again. And it's a PSG
Great
head.
header.
Marquinhos at the near
Great
post
header.
who did enough.
Defensively, he probably got a fair idea then.
Fabio Ruiz with the cross and
He's a prisoner, isn't he? You just
Nuno
don't want to
Mendes.
lose it.
Here's Lee. Nuno Mendes has carried on running and he's in and he pulls it square. Chance for Paris Saint-Germain. Hakimi! And Kovacic are just thinking kind of big picture and throwing it for half-time by the fact that Nuno Mendes was just offside. It was the right call, it was tight, and it saved Manchester City. And Schwandi. Akanji pushes it past Nuno Mendes, who tries to go with him. Pull back, good chance, Donnarumma save. Grealish! Jack Grealish off the bench with a massive goal for Manchester City in the Champions League. And he finds goals so difficult to come by. But that's massive for them in the context of the league phase of the competition. He's only been on the pitch for less than 5 minutes. And he stumped it past Donnarumma and into the back of the Paris Saint-Germain net. And Manchester City get the lead.
Sorry, Flex, two things. First thing is it's a great finish because he's got to concentrate 100%. But
Manchester City, good run from Nunes, slides it in now to Grealish. There's the chance for another one, it's in! Erling Haaland! And Manchester City scored twice inside 8 frantic second half minutes. Erling Haaland with his 23rd goal of the season. His 47th goal in the Champions League, and now there's breathing space and daylight for City.
And they're appealing for offside, but there's no way he's offside. They've just realised he's come off a defender.
Forget the top 8 qualify, 9 to 24 in the playoffs, and Manchester City have lifted themselves up to 18. What a run this is, though. In it goes for Dembele! And just like Jack Grealish, he's off the PSG bench to score. And the lifeline has just been thrown onto the pitch of the Parc des Princes by Ousmane Dembele. And Manchester City's lead is cut in half. And what a start to the second. Barcola. Onto his right foot, Barcola. And it was there to be hit. It was there to be hit.
He's up for it. He's certainly up for it. Cuts inside, he's got a lot of space.
Good Ruiz. In goes the shot, oh, it's in the bar! The follow-up, it's in! It's Bradley Barcola! And Manchester City's lead is wiped out in the blink of an eye, and the Parc des Princes, by the way, has just exploded! 2-2!
What a 15 minutes he's had, Bradley Barcola. It comes off the bar to him.
In it goes towards Dembele, headed by Grealish. There's the shot, and it was dipping, it took a deflection. It's João Neves who hits it, corner to Paris Saint-Germain.
Boy, have they come alive since that.
There's Kevin De Bruyne, plays it inside towards Erling Haaland, and that was a good recovery in there from Pacho, who's actually been fouled by City's number 9, but he did well to make up some ground. Lifted in by Vitinha! That would have been special. I think he thinks he can do anything out there at the moment, Bradley Barcola.
Is it Kovacic just as caught
Do here. It's Dembele with a swing of the left foot and it's over the bar. City have dropped 5 points from winning positions in the Champions League this season and 14 points from winning positions in the Premier League, so they're not averse to being in a situation like this.
Yeah.
Where they've had a force here, but Barcola right across goal and blocked. They're appealing for a handball. I'm not necessarily sure that anybody knew anything about it in there. Haaland nutmegs Bernardo Silva, drills in and he's hit the bar! That would have been sensational! What a moment of brilliance from Dembele!
I'll tell you what, it was sensational, never mind, could have been sensational. He wanted it
Bernardo
earlier.
Silva,
he wanted it earlier.
João Neves!
Tell you what, Al, Neves tonight has impressed me massively.
Yeah, he's been excellent. They've got nothing up the pitch to hit. That's the problem, really steep.
That's a foul by Neves on Rico Lewini. And across for Manchester City. Free kick taken by Vitinha. And there's the chance and they've got ahead! João Neves! Handles the advertising hoardings and runs off to celebrate. Donnarumma celebrating too. And the first man to him, the captain Marquinhos. It's a quite astonishing comeback for Paris Saint-Germain. From 2-0 down, they lead 3-2 with less than 12 minutes to play.
What a header. What a ball. You talk about a ball whipped into it.
What it does mean as well, at the moment maybe wouldn't back this up, but when you think of the... That's not a bad ball either to Nuno Mendes. Gonzalo Ramos, 4-2!
He's off.
Dembele, but the flag's up.
Wow.
The flag's up to deny it. Running at Guardiola. Shooting as well, and almost squeezing it in. Did he get a touch, Anderson? He did.
I think it's a good save.
It's a corner, yeah, it is. It's a really good save.
I think it's sneaking in, damn, you know.
I must admit, I had a second glance.
I'm not sure he would.
Wouldn't put it past them to find a goal. Less than 5 minutes to go. Foden with the free kick. Glanced on in there by Haaland. It's not clear yet. They've still kept it alive. But there's the shot. Oh, that's just over from Gundogan. Just over from Gundogan.
Just under his feet. Not sure he can dig it out.
Final few seconds of the 90. Dembele plays it in. Gonzalo Ramos is in there. It's a big save by Ederson.
What a save that is. I thought he had to be offside.
Is flooding forward. Haaland inside the box and Pacho across to block it. Corner to Manchester City later.
Since that moment.
Gonzalo Ramos coming back from an offside position, was he? Well, he scored anyway. Then the flag goes up. He says no. They'll check it. But my initial thought was that he was slow. Gonzalo Ramos, and he's going to... It's a goal! Oh. It's a goal! And it's victory for Paris Saint-Germain on a night when they simply had to have it. They were 2-0 down and potentially dead and buried. But they've come back with one of their greatest comebacks in a European...
That second goal, what followed was an absolutely top-class 35-40 minutes from PSG. They were